What's up, guys? It's your boy Dark Sage back with another video, and today we finna do What If Naruto Was Hold Part 2. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, because it'll help young dude out, but we won't talk about that. So, yeah, let's get into the video. We start this video off with a knock at Naruto's door. Who the hell is it? What time is it? Fuck, 7 a.m.? Who is it? As Naruto would walk to his door and open it, as he'd see Itachi. As Itachi'd say, "Naruto, get dressed. It's been, about 2 weeks, and Sasuke wants to apologize." To apologize? We both know that's not true. As Itachi would smile as he'd say, "Yeah, he probably wants to fight you. Just promise me you won't go too hard on him." Yeah, whatever. As Naruto would go take a shower and put on some clothes. And once he was done, he'd eat breakfast. He'd invite Itachi in to eat with him, but Itachi said he already ate. Naruto would finish up eating and, him and Itachi would go to Training Ground 57. Once they got there, they would see Sasuke stretching, and he'd have a devious smile in his eye. As Naruto would say, "What are you smiling at, pretty boy?" As Sasuke would say, "Oh, nothing. Just a jutsu Kakashi taught me, or a jutsu that I stole with my Sharingan." As he'd activate his Sharingan, and Itachi, he'd be a little surprised. He would be surprised that Sasuke didn't tell him about it, but he wouldn't be surprised that he had it, seeing that, Naruto did beat the absolute shit out of him, and, that was kind of a near-death experience. So, yeah, he wasn't surprised that he had it. Naruto would then smile as he'd say, "So, you think just because you have a Sharingan, you're gonna beat me?" This Naruto would chuckle. "Nigga, you're just as weak as before. You're not gonna do anything." As Sasuke would say, "Alright, yeah, we'll see." As he'd take a fighting stance and Naruto would transform. His hair would go white, his eyes black and red, as he'd smile at Sasuke. "You ready, you little bitch?" As Sasuke'd say, "Shut the hell up!" as he'd rush at Naruto, trying to punch him. Naruto would be blocking all of these. He'd kick at Sasuke, but Sasuke would dodge just in, the lick of time. Sasuke would do 2 backflips and shoot a fireball at Naruto. Naruto would just stand there and use his Kagune to block. But once his Kagune, basically dispersed the fire, Sasuke would be right under him, and he'd kick his feet away. And he'd have a fist, as you would hear birds chirping. As Itachi knew what this jutsu was, but he didn't want to stop it, because if his brother was going to use this jutsu, he had to be prepared to take the beating that Naruto was going to give him. Sasuke would then run at Naruto, as Naruto would see this jutsu, as he wouldn't have enough time to react. Sasuke would then stab Naruto straight in the shoulder, as Itachi'd say, "Naruto!" As Naruto would just hold a hand up, as he'd laugh. Oh, young Sasuke, you're still just as weak as ever. As he kicked Sasuke directly into the stomach, making him cough up blood. As he'd grab Sasuke by the throat and say, "This is only 10% of my power. I'm not even going all out." As he'd throw Sasuke away, as the hole in Naruto's shoulder would start to heal. As he'd say, "I'm perfectly fine, Itachi. My healing factor is, beyond that of a regular human, but that doesn't matter right now. I'm just gonna have to focus on beating this shit out of Sasuke. Because apparently, he wants me to go all out. As Naruto's hair, it would start to flow up as red chakra would surround it. As Naruto's hair would look like it's on fire. A white fire, to be more specific. As the Kyuubi's chakra would start to run all throughout Naruto along with Kaneki's power, as Naruto would smile and say, "Well, it's the end for you, Sasuke." Sasuke would stand up and his Sharingan would be blazing as he tried to look around for Naruto, but Naruto wasn't anywhere in his sight. But then Naruto would appear right behind him as he grabbed Sasuke from the back of the neck and he'd use each one of his Kagune, not to stab Sasuke, just to, well, act as like his fist, as he'd punch Sasuke with his Kagune at least hundreds of times, as he'd say, "Count, Sasuke. Count down from 10,000, and I'll stop. But if you lose count, I'll keep punching you." As Sasuke would say, "Alright," as he'd begin counting. But as soon as Naruto would hit him with the first punch, he'd lose his count, as Naruto would begin punching him even more, as Sasuke would try again and again until eventually he couldn't do it anymore. His back was fractured, and well, shit, he was knocked out, possibly in a coma. But Naruto wasn't worried about that, and Itachi sure didn't stop it, so apparently he wasn't worried about it. He'd say, "Well, Naruto, looks like you had your fun with my brother. And I won't lie, he deserved all of it. He did stab you straight through the shoulder." As Naruto would smile. "Yeah, he did do that, didn't he? That's crazy. How I didn't even flinch at it. You're gonna have to train your brother up some more. Unless you just want him to keep getting beaten by me." As Itachi would smile and say, "Naruto, it won't happen all the time. One day, I promise you, he'll beat you." As Naruto would smile and give a thumbs up and would say, "Whatever you say, Itachi. Whatever you say." As Naruto would start to walk away, saying that it was about time for him to go to the academy. He had spent at least an hour or two there, and it was now 9 o'clock. Naruto would walk into the classroom, and everybody would see him. Most people would have a frown on their face, except for a few. Naruto had made bonds ever since he had came back. Bonds with people like Shikamaru, Choji, and Shino. These three people were the only ones that, well, weren't hateful of Naruto. They didn't care if Naruto had some type of beast in him. They wanted to see who Naruto really was, what his personality was like, and they would judge him off of that. Naruto would walk up to them and say, "What's up, guys?" As Shikamaru, Choji, and Shino would greet him as they'd begin talking about, well, what they think they're going to do today. As Shikamaru says, "I think we have a test." "A test? What kind of test?" "I don't know, but he said it was a special day." As Iruka would come into the classroom and say, "Guys, it's about that day, isn't it?" As everybody would say, "What day is it?" "Oh, it's the day you all graduate, of course." As Naruto would damn near say, "What the hell? I haven't even been here for 2 weeks. How am I supposed to pass this?" Is Iruka would say, "Well, Naruto, do your best." As Naruto would just sigh and say, "Whatever." As the day would continue, they would all, well, do the test. As first would come, well, the written exam. As Naruto would use the knowledge of the QB to ace this test, and then would come the shuriken throwing exam. And, well, Naruto, Kaneki, well, they'd easily pass that because, well, perfect aim. And then came shadow clones, or the clone jutsu. But seeing that Naruto had way, and I do mean way too much chakra, Kurama just made a few clones for him. As everybody would be surprised because Naruto would have gotten a perfect score, along with a few others, but, well, yeah, everybody was shocked because Naruto got this score. And I'll say that, Sasuke. Sasuke was scheduled to take the test a day later. Why not? Just because, like, Naruto beat the absolute fuck out of him. But, yeah. Sasuke was scheduled to take the test a day later, and, well, after Naruto aced the test, he was then called into the council room. They didn't like the demon getting so strong, and they also didn't like how the demon had threatened them before. But Naruto did not give a fuck. Like, I mean, he could care less about the council or literally anybody that opposed him. But he went to the council room, and they were all just, well, talking some absolute nonsense. As Hiruzen would eventually say, "Shut up! God, y'all are annoying." As everybody would shut up, and Naruto would take a seat. No, Sakura's mom. She'd be scowling at Naruto. As she'd say, "You beat up my daughter's crush again." As Naruto would say, "Your daughter's an asshole, and it doesn't matter if she has a crush on him. He's already with Hinata, the Hyuga princess, so it really doesn't matter." As Sakura's mother would scowl at this nigga Naruto. As Naruto would look at her and send as much bloodlust as possible at her, as she'd damn near fall out of her chair. As Hiruzen would say, "Alright, Naruto, that's enough. It's alright." I don't even know why they called this meeting. I guess they just wanted to bother you or something. But I guess we can, adjourn this meeting, seeing that nobody has anything interesting to talk about. As Naruto would smile as he'd say, "Old man, you know what you're doing. This is why you're my favorite." As Hiruzen would smile and say, "I guess I'll just get back to my paperwork." As Naruto would also smile again and say, "Hey, old man, you know, I have an easier way for you to do paperwork." "What do you mean, easier way?" As everybody in the council would be intrigued to hear this because, well, they all had to do paperwork, but they still didn't like the demon, but they wanted to hear what he had to say. Naruto would say, "Why not just use shadow clones?" As everybody in the room would fall out of their chair, as they'd say, "Why didn't we think of this before?" As Naruto would get up, as Danzo, well, before Naruto could leave, Danzo would say something. "Hiruzen, why not let the demon boy be in my Ambu?" As everybody would then get up from the ground, as they'd say, "Huh, he could be stronger," but Danzo would snap him right into shape. As Naruto would say, "Huh, Anbu. Now, why would I want to be there? Wouldn't I just become some mindless killing machine?" Hiruzen, are you really gonna let this demon talk back to us like this? I mean, Danzo, he's not wrong. Plus, he can also kill most of us here. He could also probably pose a good fight up against me. Who knows? But I don't think it would be right for me to just, well, allow Naruto to become an Anbu and just hand his free will over to you. So, I'll propose this. Naruto, Danzo, tomorrow, you will both fight. And the winner of this fight, well, they will have say in which. They will have say in. I don't know. What do I want to happen if. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, whoever wins this fight will have to say what the other person will do for. They'll have to. The other person will have to obey the other person for as long as the person wants. As Naruto would nod his head and smile as he'd think to himself, I'm gonna make this bastard pay. He's the one that released my secret, wasn't he, Kurama? As Kurama in his mindscape would say, yes, I believe so, Naruto. As Naruto would say, alright then, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this guy. As he'd look at Hiruzen and smile and say, well, Lord Third, I'll see you tomorrow evening. Oh, and Danzo, be prepared to feel pain. As Naruto would walk out of the council room, as everybody would just, well, be a little frightened, except for Hiruzen. They'd be a little frightened at what Naruto just said. As we now go back to Naruto, he would be walking to his house, as, well, he'd get the same dirty glares from most of the villagers, as Naruto, well, this time, he'd pay mind to it. He'd actually send out a bit of bloodlust that would cause all of the villagers to fall to their knees and bow to Naruto. As Naruto would walk through the village with a smile on his face, as he would see Sasuke in a wheelchair and Hinata hugging him. Naruto would be walking as once they saw him, or once Sasuke saw him, he brought Hinata in for a kiss. As once he did this, they had a passionate kiss, and Naruto could feel something inside of him turning, like he wanted to rip Sasuke's arm off and beat him with it, but he held himself back as Kaneki would try to calm him down along with the Nine Tails, as they didn't want their plan to be ruined. Well, before it started, they kind of needed Naruto to be, well, sane. They couldn't have an insane person, well, do this plan, because, know what, y'all will figure it out once I explain it, but, yeah, they have a plan for Naruto, and it's a pretty good plan. I'm honestly gonna like it, or you guys will too, but you'll see. But instead of Naruto getting angry, he would suppress this emotion, as he would just look at Hinata and Sasuke kissing, as he'd smile, as Sasuke would give a devious smile as he'd continue kissing Hinata. As Naruto would walk home, and once he got into his house, he'd start breathing heavily, as Naruto could feel all the anger that he just, well, stockpiled inside of him, trying to escape his body, but Naruto held it back, as he would just say, I'll be fine. Relax. As Naruto would go to his bed, as he'd lie down and, well, since it was about 8 o'clock, he'd go to sleep. Fast forward to the next day, Naruto would wake up as he'd, well, put on his regular clothing, his regular orange and blue jumpsuit, as he'd put it on and he'd walk to the meeting place where he was going to fight Danzo. And the night before Naruto was about to fight Danzo, Kaneki actually explained what Naruto's Black Reaper form and his Kankage form were. He explained to Naruto that his Kankage form was, well, when he lost control or went absolutely crazy. But for him to reach his, well, Black Reaper form, he would have to, well, this would be his peak of power, by the way. And for him to reach it, he would have to figure out a way to tame his Kagune form. As Naruto would say, tame it? What do you mean tame it? How am I supposed to tame craziness? As Kaneki would say, well, I ended up taming mine, so shit, I guess you'll have to figure out how to tame yours. As he would then push Naruto out of the mindscape as, well, we go back to the present day. Naruto has finally arrived to the meeting place that he was scheduled to meet Danzo. And once he got there, Danzo would already be waiting for him, with all of the villagers surrounding him, screaming at him, saying, "Yeah, Danzo, beat that little brat. Show him his lesson. You better kill him, Danzo." As most of them were screaming out slurs at Naruto. As Danzo would just smile as he'd say, "Do you hear this, Naruto? Nobody likes you. Everybody hates you. But that can all be changed if you were in my Anbu." As Naruto would say, Yeah, whatever you say. Just know, I know you were the one who released my secret. And you're gonna pay for it." As Naruto would summon his Kagune, as he'd look at Danzo with his eyes blazing with hatred. As Danzo would just smile, as he would pull out his bandaged arm. As Naruto could instantly feel something familiar about the arm. So could Itachi, but he really wouldn't know what it was. But Kakashi, once he saw he felt what was under that arm, he knew that it was a Sharingan. As not Sasuke, Kakashi would say, does he have a Sharingan arm? What is that?" As he would rush at Naruto, or Danzo would rush at Naruto, but Naruto wouldn't waste any time in killing Danzo. He would cut Danzo's head off, but Danzo's head, it would go back onto his body as, well, Naruto would be confused at this. But each time, well, Naruto would kill him, and he'd killed him about 3 times by now. Danzo would grab his arm. As Naruto would look at Danzo's arm as he'd say, is that the reason you're coming back to life? As Hiruzen would be confused as well, as Naruto would rush at Danzo, but Danzo would say, as he would rush through hand signs and say, "Wind tornado," as Naruto would almost be caught up in a tornado, but he'd dodge at the last second, as he'd use one of his Kagune to rip through Danzo's arm, as he'd grab it and say, as he would take the bandages off and say, "These are Sharingan," as Danzo would say, "You brat," as he would pull out a sword coated in poison, as he would rush at Naruto, but Naruto wouldn't hesitate. He would stab all of the eyes out on Danzo's arm. Then he would look at Danzo and say, "Die." As Naruto would weave, and I do mean like this nigga's weave game is on 10 million. He would weave Danzo's slice, as Naruto would grab him by the throat, as he'd say, "You're gonna pay for what you've done. First, you let out my secret. Then, You kill Uchiha and take their eyes. Huh. I bet you were working with Orochimaru. That snake bastard. I read about him in some books. Oh, and my friend Anko. She told me about him as well, but I wasn't really worried about him. Until now, as Naruto would stab all 8 of his Kagune into Danzo, as he would separate them, as Danzo's body would be torn into pieces, small little pieces, as Naruto would say, "Oops, I forgot. I was supposed to keep you alive so that you could do my bidding. Oh, guess that's too bad." As Hiruzen would say, "Well, the winner of this fight is Naruto Uzumaki." As everybody would boo, but Naruto would send bloodlust at all of them, making them fall to their knees. As Naruto would then say, that felt great. Well, I guess I'll be going now. Bye, Hiruzen." As Naruto would leave, and, well, Itachi and Kakashi, they would follow Naruto. And they would see him go into the forest of death. As they would see Naruto, well, link up with Anko, of all people. As we now go to Naruto's perspective. "Hey, Anko," as Uncle would turn around and say, "Oi, Naruto, did you beat Danzo?" As Naruto would say, "Yeah, I did. I actually killed him." As she'd smile and say, "You're pretty cold-blooded, aren't you, kid?" As Naruto would say, "Hell yeah." As they'd fist bump, and this is when Naruto would say, "Oh, but we kinda have some visitors." She'd say, "What do you mean, visitors?" As Naruto would say, "Kakashi, Itachi, stop hiding." As Itachi and Kakashi would jump down, as they would both say, "When did you two meet?" As Naruto would say, "I met her a few days after my awakening." As they'd say, "Huh. So what, is she like your girlfriend or something?" As I'll say Anko is, yeah, because Anko, by the way, Anko, yeah, she's the ship. Anko's the ship. I'll say Anko is 17. Anko's 17, 16. Anko's 16, and Naruto is 13. Yeah. As they would ask if Anko was Naruto's new girlfriend, as Naruto would blush along with Anko, and he'd say, I don't know. I don't know right now. But it's up to her, really." As he'd look at Anko, as she'd look at him and say, I mean, I guess we could be," as she'd say, I guess we could be boyfriend and girlfriend, but wouldn't it be kind of weird? I'd always be out on missions, and you would be a Guinean." And as Naruto would just say, "Shh, shh, 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 shh. Don't worry, baby girl. There's nothing that could hold us apart. Love is a sacred thing. And if we do become boyfriend and girlfriend," as Naruto would blush, he'd say, "I promise to always protect you. And as soon as I can, I'll climb up the ranks and become a Jonin." As he'd hug Anko, as Anko's boobs would press against Naruto's chest, as Naruto's nose, his nose would get hotter and hotter until, well, it eventually started to bleed. And Kakashi and Itachi's noses, well, their noses would shoot out blood, seeing Anko's breast, and well, they'd fall flat on their heads, as, well, they'd be knocked out. Fast forward, I'll say about 30 minutes later, Naruto, Kakashi, and Itachi wake up and they see Anko fighting a snake. But once she kills it, she'd go right over to them and say, "Huh, look like you sleepyheads have woken up, little perverts." As she'd look at Naruto and smile as he'd look away in embarrassment along with Itachi and Kakashi. As Naruto would say, "Well then, seeing that we're now dating, we should all celebrate." As I'll say that Kakashi, and Itachi, I'll give them girlfriends. Screw it. Alright. I'll say Kakashi is dating. Let me think about this one for a second. Alright, screw Asuma. Kakashi is dating Kurenai. And Itachi. Hold on, guys. I gotta go do something. Alright, I'm back. But yes, Kakashi would be dating Kurenai, and Itachi would be dating Izumi. As Naruto would say, why don't we all just go out on a triple date? As all of them would nod, as they would leave and they'd meet back up at around 8. Yeah, 8 would do. As they would meet back up at 8 and they would go to a barbecue place. Naruto and Anko would eat like horses, as Kakashi, Kurenai, Itachi, and Izumi would just smile and laugh. As when Naruto and Anko were eating, they would look at them and say, "What are you laughing at?" As they would just say, "Look at you guys, you eat like horses." As Anko and Naruto would blush in embarrassment, as they would just smile and, well, laugh it off. Fast forward to the end of the night, well, Naruto and, Anko, they would part ways from the group, as they would be walking under the moonlight, as Naruto would look up along with Anko as they would see the beautiful stars. They would continue walking until they would stop at a bench, as once they sat down, they would look into each other's eyes. As Naruto would lean in, as Anko would lean in, as their lips would meet. But once this happened, a certain person was watching. A certain person that still had feelings for Naruto. This person would be known as Hinata Hyuga, as she would have been looking as she would have damn near cried. But this would make her angry. She'd be angry that, well, Anko was moving in on her man, even though she cheated on Naruto. But she'd be mad at this, as she would run back to her compound and tell her dad that, well, she wanted somebody dead. As, well, Hiyashi would say, who is it? As she'd say, Anko. As, well, this nigga Hiyashi would say, well, we kinda can't do that. None of our ninja are skilled enough to take out Anko. She is an Anbu, plus she's a Jonin. She's way too strong for that. As Hinata would just grunt, as she'd say, fine, then I'll do it myself. As she'd run out, as we now go back to Naruto and Anko's lovely perspective, as they would still be making out on that bench, as Hinata would creep up behind Anko, as she'd have a knife, as she would go to stab Anko, but Naruto, his Kagune would activate so quick, as he knocked the knife out of Hinata's hand as he'd pin her to the ground with his Kagune at her throat, and say, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Naruto, I'm sorry. I still have feelings for you. As Naruto would smile. As he'd get up, as he'd continue laughing, as he'd look at Anko, as he'd kiss her right in front of Hinata, as he'd say, "Well, I don't have feelings for you, you little bitch." As him and Anko would just laugh and walk away. They would then go back to Naruto's house, and they would do unholy things there. Unholy things. Yes, very, very unholy. But fast forward the next day, Naruto would wake up next to a naked Anko, and they would both blush, as they knew what they did. They knew what they did. As Naruto would say he had to go to the academy, his Anko would kiss him on the forehead and say, "I'll see you, well, after your school." As Naruto would smile and say, "Okay." As Naruto, he would then go to the academy where they would be picking teams. They would have the exact same teams as canon. I won't even cap to you. It would still be the emo boy Sasuke, the bitch Sakura, and, your boy Naruto. As Naruto, well, he wouldn't really be thrilled to have them on his team, but when he heard who his group leader was, or his captain was, what's the word I'm looking for? He kind of relaxed more, seeing that Kakashi was going to be his leader. As once, well, Kakashi arrived after about 2 hours of waiting, Sakura would be absolutely pissed off as she would screech at this nigga, Kakashi. As Naruto would get an eraser as he'd throw it at full speed as it would land in Sakura's mouth as he'd say, "God, shut the hell up." As Kakashi would laugh as he'd say, "Alright guys, meet me at the roof." As Naruto would nod as he'd disappear, as Kakashi would do the same thing as they would both be at the roof in about a smooth 2 seconds. And once they got there, Sakura and Sasuke were, well, about a smooth 3 to 5 minutes behind. As once they got up there, Kakashi would ask the classic question, "What are your dreams, goals, dislikes, and all of that good shit?" As Sasuke and, well, Sakura would have the same ones as in canon, but Naruto, oh, young Naruto, his would be different. His likes would be Anko, Kakashi, Itachi, Ichiraku Ramen, the barbecue place, and the third Hokage. His dislikes were this entire village. And the villagers. Yeah. Oh, and the council. Yeah. But his dream was what surprised, well, damn near everybody. He would say, "My dream, or I'll make it a reality. I want to conquer my Kangaja form. I want to tame my craziness. And in doing so, I'll achieve true power, even stronger than the Nine Tails." As once they heard this, most of them would, well, all of them would open their eyes, but Kakashi, he would be the main one surprised, seeing that, well, shit, how is he gonna get power that is basically stronger than the Nine Tails? If he gets that, then nobody will be able to stop him. Is Naruto would say, well, yeah, that's my dream. But what's next? As Kakashi would just say, well, meet me at training ground 7 tomorrow. And make sure you guys don't eat breakfast or you may throw up. As Naruto would just smile and say, alright, Kakashi. As Kakashi would disappear along with Naruto. I'll check that out later. But yeah, they would disappear as Naruto would appear back at his house where he would find Anko laying in bed as he'd say, what, you didn't have any missions today? His uncle would say, no, I didn't. So I basically just went out to get Dango and then came back here. As Naruto would see the Dango on her nightstand, as Naruto would say, well, that's pretty interesting. Oh, and mind you, they're still at the, they're in the Uzumaki compound. Yes. If I said that they were at Naruto's, old apartment, they're not there. Yeah, that's run down. That's disgusting. But yeah, Naruto would be in his mansion as him and Anko would enjoy living there. Is after, well, about a few hours, him and Anko would go to sleep as Anko would have to leave in the middle of the night, seeing that an Anbu came to get her because she had a mission. As Naruto would sense that she was gone, as he just said, oh, she must have a mission. As he would go back to sleep, as for the next day, Naruto would wake up, as he'd go to training ground 7. Once he got there, he'd see Sasuke and Sakura. Sakura was being an absolute fangirl bitch, as Sasuke was just being a brute. As Naruto would walk to the same tree that they were under, as he'd sit down. As Naruto would say, look, I know we have all had our differences, but since we're going to be on the same team, I think we should work together. As Sakura would say, why would I ever want to work together with a demon like you? His Sasuke would just scoff as Naruto would send his bloodlust at them. As he'd say, look, this test we're about to do is about teamwork. And if we don't have teamwork, he's gonna fell us. And I don't have time to go back to that stupid academy. So, here's what you little bastards are gonna do. You're gonna work with me to get these bells. Am I understood? As they would be scared of Naruto, as they would just nod their heads. As Naruto would say, good. A few minutes later, Kakashi would arrive. As he would say, So, I bet Naruto already told you what this test was about, so I guess there's not really any need for me to do it. As Naruto would just nod his head, but Kakashi would say, oh well, I'm gonna do it anyway. So, come at me. Your objective is to get the bells. Good luck. As Kakashi would jump back, as Naruto would summon his Kagune and run at Kakashi. As he'd shoot miniature rocks or pebbles at Kakashi at high speeds. Kakashi would dodge these as Sakura would come to the left of Kakashi and Sasuke to the right of Kakashi, as they would both try to kick Kakashi's feet away, as they would succeed in this, but Kakashi would poof away, letting them know that it was a clone, as Kakashi would appear behind both of them and neck chop them. They would then fall asleep, as it would just be him and Naruto left. As Naruto would say, hey Kakashi, I've been working on something, and I want you to be the first one to check it out. This is called my semi-Black Reaper form. As Naruto's hair would go black, as he'd still have some white streaks in it, as his eyes would turn black and red, as he'd look at Kakashi and say, "Now, give me those bills, why don't you?" As before Kakashi could even react, Naruto would kick him in the stomach, as Kakashi would try to get up, but Naruto, he'd just be looking at him. As Kakashi said, "What speed?" As Kakashi, well, he'd be sure that Naruto damn near almost broke one of his ribs, but he could tell that Naruto was still holding back. As he'd say, "Why isn't he attacking?" As Naruto would just hold the bells up, as Kakashi would say, he got the bells?" As he'd look down at his side and say, "Well, I guess you guys pass." As Naruto would slap Sasuke and Sakura awake, as he'd say, "Here," as he'd cut one of the bells in half and kick it towards Sakura and throw the other bell towards Sasuke, as he'd say, "We passed." Now, Kakashi, I don't really like doing D-rank missions, and you know this, seeing that, well, I had to go on a few with you. But, yeah, please see if we can do a C rank, or at least a B rank, because I honestly don't want to do any D rank missions. I just don't have time for that. As Kakashi would say, "Yeah, sure, Naruto. I know you're about strong enough to handle it, and Sasuke maybe as well." As Naruto would say, "Thank you." As he would then go home, but he would sense something isn't right. As Naruto would walk in, as he'd see a letter from the Hokage on the table, as he'd read it, and he'd immediately run to the hospital, as he'd be looking around and saying, "Where the hell is Anko? Mitarashi Anko, where is she?" As they would say Anko is in room 30. As Anko, well, she'd be in critical condition. She was sent out to fight two of the swordsmen by, well, the council. As since Naruto had killed Danzo, the council wanted to kind of get back at him. Anko, well, she knew it was a suicide mission, but she still went on it anyway. She managed to come back, but she was in critical condition. As Naruto would look at her, as her arm would be severed from her body, her legs, both of them broken, her spine broken. As Naruto would cry, but in this moment, he'd have a realization. I can just turn her into a ghoul. As Kaneki would hear this and say, "Naruto, there's a good chance of that working, but if it doesn't, she'll die." As Naruto says, I don't care." As he would run up to, well, Anko's bed, as he'd bite her neck. As he'd just sit there for at least 5 minutes. As Anko's body, her bones would start to snap back into place, and her arm, it would reattach to her body. As Naruto would say, it worked. As Anko's eyes would start to open, as Naruto would say, "Anko, is that you?" As Anko would say, "Naruto, what happened?" "Oh, the council, they sent you on a suicide mission, but you came back, and I turned you into a ghoul." "A ghoul? Wait, isn't that what you are?" Yeah, it is. But don't worry about that right now. You need to get some rest." His uncle would just slowly nod her head as she'd drift off to sleep. But Naruto would be called into the Hokage's office as he'd see Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura there. As Kakashi would have said, I got Lord Third to give us a C rank mission, Naruto. As Naruto would say, thank goodness, because I hate, I do mean hate going on D rank missions. As Hiruzen would have said, yeah, I could kind of see that. As Naruto would have, sorry, as Naruto would have said, so, what's the mission? Well, Naruto, we're gonna have to protect that that bridge builder over there. As Naruto would see the almost said bitch builder. Like I damn near just said bitch builder. What is a bitch builder? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, Naruto would see the bridge builder. Naruto would see the bridge builder as he'd say, so we're supposed to protect him. As the man would say, or what's that nigger's name? I think it's like Izuna. I don't fucking know. But the bridge builder would say, so, these brats are supposed to protect me? How are they supposed to protect me when they could barely protect themselves? As he would continue drinking from, well, his sake bottle. As Naruto would rush at, the bridge builder as his Kagune would damn near pierce his throat. As it would just leave a small little cut. As Naruto would say, now what would have happened if I'd have ripped off your head? As he'd have smiled along with Kakashi. As Sasuke would just scoff and Sakura would say, Naruto, why would you do something like that? As he'd say, shut up, you... never mind. We're in the presence of Lord Third, so I can't call you what I want to call you, but I'm sure he knows what I want to say. As Hiruzen would just smile and laugh as they would head off. Naruto would pack his things, kiss Anko in the forehead as they would leave, as they would head to the wave country. On their journeys, Naruto saw a puddle, as he instantly knew somebody was in that bitch. Like, he wasted no time. He ran over to the puddle and stabbed it with his Kagune over 57 times, as both of the brothers would be dead as he'd look back at Tazuna. There we go, Tazuna. As he'd say, huh. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is at least a B rank mission. There's no way in hell this is a C rank. As Tazuna would say, sorry, we didn't have enough money to pay for a B rank, because there's a little bastard named Gato that's been terrorizing our village, and we kinda needed your help. As Naruto would say, Kakashi, if you don't mind, I'd like to continue the mission. As Kakashi would just nod his head as they would continue on to the wave country. As once they got there, a sword, it would be thrown. As Naruto would catch it as he just throw it away, but a man would catch the sword as Naruto, he could feel a familiar presence. It felt like Kaneki as he would look around. As Naruto would see a white-haired boy, as he'd say, huh, so you're the reincarnation of my father. Interesting. As Naruto would say, yeah, I am. What's your name? My name? That doesn't matter right now. But I'm gonna have to kill you. That's all you need to know. As the young boy would activate his Kagune, as he'd have 2 of them, as Naruto would activate his as he'd have 8. As the boy would already know that Naruto was way more, well, experienced in using his Kagune, but he wasn't worried. He had what I'd like to call a ace up his sleeve, as he'd rush at Naruto when Naruto would rush at him, as they would clash Kagune, as Naruto would stab the young boy right in the leg, but it would heal, as the boy would kick Naruto away, as he'd rush at him. While Naruto was trying to get up, the boy would kick him in the face, and he would keep rushing Naruto, but eventually Naruto would get about tired of this, as he'd say, Kaneki, what do you want me to do with him? Naruto, just knock him out. As Naruto would say, alright, as he'd rush at the boy, and the boy already knew that Naruto was coming to knock him out. So, the boy, well, he'd stop, and he'd start to smile, as a mask would appear on his face. As Kaneki would say, his Kangaja form! Naruto, get out of there! As the boy, he'd rush at Naruto at blinding speeds, but Naruto would just barely be able to dodge his Kagune. As Naruto would have at least 2 cuts on his cheek. As Naruto would say, you little bastard, I'm gonna show you what real strength is. As Kaneki hadn't seen this, or, well, he hadn't known that Naruto could do this, but Naruto, he would use his semi-Black Reaper form, as Naruto had been practicing on controlling his Kankaja form. He'd been practicing on it for a while, but the only person that had ever seen it was Kakashi, and that was because, well, he beat the fuck out of Kakashi with it, but Kaneki hadn't known about this. And so Naruto's hair would go black, but it would still have white streaks in it. As Naruto would say, hey Kaneki, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to teach your brat some lessons. As Kaneki would say, don't hurt him too bad. As he could already sense that Naruto had activated a small portion of his Black Reaper form. As Naruto would rush at the young boy, as he'd punch him in the stomach. His fist, it would reach his back, as it would fucking damn near pierce through the young boy, as he would cough up blood, as Naruto would punch the boy up, as he'd kick him in the face, sending him straight down. Now, everybody would be watching this fight, and they'd be surprised. They'd think that the boy is Naruto's brother, but, well, I guess, to be honest, I guess that would be Naruto's son, but nah, they'll be more like brothers. Yep, so Naruto would kick the young boy to the ground, as the young boy would get up, as Naruto would say, have you had enough? As he just smiled, as he'd crack one of his knuckles, as he'd rush at Naruto, as Naruto would crack one of his knuckles, as they'd both rush at each other again, but this time Naruto stopped playing around. He shoved one of his Kagune into the boy's right shoulder, as he'd trip the boy up, as he'd fall on his back, as Naruto would punch him in the face, breaking his mask, as he continued punching and punching and punching, until the boy was completely knocked out, with his teeth missing, a few of them missing, as, well, his nose would be broken, as Naruto would then smile, as he'd say, that felt nice, as he would then set his sights on, well, Zabuza. But before he could reach Zabuza, 3 Sinbone would be lodged into Zabuza's neck, but Naruto already knew something wasn't right, as the Hunter Ninja, well, they would come try to take Zabuza away, but Naruto would kick the Hunter Ninja in the face, as Kakashi would say, wait, hold on, he's not even leaving us anything to do, hold on, I want to fight too, shit, as him and Naruto would basically tag team the Hunter Ninja or Haku as they would knock him out, as they would then see Gato appear, as Naruto wouldn't waste any time, as he'd kill Gato and the rest of his men, take Gato's money, and he'd rip Gato's head off and toss it over to Tazuna. And he'd say, "There, your bridge is safe and so are your people. Now we're leaving." As Naruto would pick up the young boys, Kaneki would say, "Thank you for finding my son. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like him to live with you." As Kaneki would say, his name is Kai. Kai Kaneki. As Naruto would say, "Alright, that's fine by me." As they would pick up Zabuza and the Hunter Ninjas, or Haku's body, and they would take them back to the Leaf. But I'm gonna be leaving it off here because I'm tired. And yeah. But bye. Oh, wait. I'm also gonna be doing a few other what ifs. They might drop today or tomorrow, but yeah, I'm also gonna be doing a few other what ifs. But yeah, bye.